Hi guys, my name is Katie and welcome to this video for train driver error check-in tests. Now, becoming a train driver. So, are you thinking about becoming a trainee train driver? Do you have what it takes to pass the trainee train driver assessments? Well, as part of the train driver selection process, you will be expected to pass ample of tests, and these tests are specifically designed and each one is designed to serve a particular purpose. Okay, so skills and competencies. Now, as I mentioned previously, in order to become a train driver, you'll need to demonstrate a particular set of skills and attributes which are required for train driver positions. Now, you'll need to pass the challenging process of trainee train driver assessments before you begin your training. Okay, so the following is a list of some of the key skills that you will need to possess if you're thinking about a career as a train driver. So here we've got concentration, attention to detail, awareness, perseverance, vigilance, observation, vision, conscientiousness, flexible, resilient, quick-minded and adaptable. Now they are just some of the key skills that you will need if you wish to make it as a train driver. Okay, so how will I be assessed? So becoming a trainee train driver is a long-winded, competitive process. It's a challenging role that requires only the best of the best, so therefore it does make it hard to obtain a career as a train driver. So with the right amount of practice, perseverance and preparation, you can improve your chances of obtaining this career, okay? So the more practice you put in prior to your assessments, the more chance you have of being successful. So you need to pay huge attention to the importance of the trainee train driver assessments. Now, many people overlook the importance of these assessments, but they do play a huge role in whether or not you are successful, okay? So they are really important and you will need to prepare in order to make it as a train driver. Okay, so error checking tests. Now, during the trainee train driver assessments, you will be given a test that assesses many of the skills that I stated previously. Now, the error checking test is an assessment that focuses specifically on concentration and attention to detail. So basically, you'll be given an error reference chart, which you need to pay close attention to, okay? Because this includes some vital information that you will need to use in order to decide whether there's an error or not. Okay, so from this you'll be given a diagram which requires you to check the order and determine whether an error is present. Okay, so I want you to be aware that this error checking test is created by How to Become, and it's simply to help you practice and prepare for your assessment. So whilst we have provided practice questions, it's not an official train driving test, okay? It's created by our team for you to gain a clearer understanding of the nature of a similar test and the typical skills that are often evaluated, okay? So keep that in mind. It's just for you to practice and prepare for your assessments. Okay, so below I have broken down the assessment for error checking test, just to give you some indication as to what the test will look like. Okay, so for the purpose of this test, you should remember that your actual assessment will not look exactly like this, but it is a great way for you to become familiar with the assessment and improve the required skills needed to pass the assessment, okay? So a detailed breakdown of your assessment. So like I said, you'll be given a set of diagrams for which you need to find errors using the error code chart provided. Now, the error code chart are codes that you will need to use in order to answer all of the questions. And the error code chart will remain the same throughout the test as shown below, okay? So here is your error code chart. So here we've got front tyre, rear tyre, brake pads and lights, which are indicated by FT, RT, BP and L, okay? So you will need to remember this in order to fill in your error reference chart. Okay, so you will then be given 5 questions based on an error reference chart. This will need to be used and remembered to determine which errors the bicycles have. Now, the bicycles may have one or more errors, and you will need to be able to work out the errors based on the reference codes and whether they are the same. So if the bicycle does not have the same reference code, then there is an error. So if it is the same, then there's no error present. Okay, so here is the error reference chart formulated below. So you'll be given an error reference chart. So we've got the front tyre with the number 4, rear tyre with the number 3, and brake pads with the letter N, and lights, it's got an arrow all the way up to the number 3. Okay, so using the error reference chart that I just showed you, you must place the correct error code for each question. Okay, so for each reference chart, it will contain 5 questions, and you will need to work out whether their errors lie within the diagram. Using the error reference chart as I just shown, and using the error codes, you need to find the error in the following diagram. Okay, so here is your diagram. So here is your error reference, and this is your report. So this is what you need to be filling in, and here is your order for checking. Okay, so this is the order that you need to check each part of the bicycle. So first we've got the rear tyre, then the brake pads, lights, and front tyre. Okay, and then using the error codes, so FT, RT, BP, and L, you will need to put these in the report in the order of what you need to check first. Okay, so here is the set of diagrams you need to analyse, and you would have been given the reference chart that I showed you previously, and to see whether these here match up with that error reference chart. Okay, so you need to cross-reference any errors in this set of diagrams with your error reference chart that I showed you a couple of slides back. Okay, so if a reference is different in the question compared to that found on the reference chart, there is an error, and you will need to write that in your report. Okay, if there is no error, then you will simply draw a line through the box. Okay, so for check 1, now using the order for checking, you need to check the rear tyre because you need to check your rear tyre first. So, and using the reference chart that I showed you a couple of slides back, so you will need to go back in the video and check the reference chart again. The rear tyre is reference 3, whereas in the question it's reference 2, okay? So this doesn't match and therefore shows an error. And because there is an error, you will need to write RT in the checkbox 1, okay? Because that's what you're checking first. Okay, so next we'll be checking the brake pads. Does the brake pads match your reference chart? So it does match the reference chart shown previously. So because there's no error, you would simply put a line through the box. For check 3, you will need to check the lights. Now using the reference chart, the lights are referenced with the power 1 to 3. And in the question, the lights are only powered to 2, okay? So this is different to the reference chart, so there is a error. So you will need to put the letter L in check box 3. Finally, for check 4, you will need to check the front tyre, and using the reference chart, the front tyre is reference 4, but in the question it's also reference 4, so you know that there's no error because they match. So again, you would just put a line through checkbox 4, okay, because there's no error. So your answer to this example would be RT because there's an error. There's a line through checkbox 2 because there was no error. Then L because there was an error with the lights, and again with a line through checkbox 4 because there was no error. Okay, so for more questions like this, and there's loads more practice questions on the following link that I've just given you there, so please check that out. It will provide you some great practice questions for you to try even further. Please subscribe to the channel for free and like this video. There's lots more train driver videos that are up on our channel, so please check those out as well. If you do have any further questions regarding train driver tests or how to become a train driver, please drop me a message in the box below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope this has helped, and I wish you the best of luck in your pursuit of becoming a trainee train driver.